Have you ever noticed how two people can face the exact same challenge? Say, a tough day at work, a flat tire, or even a major health setback, and yet respond in completely different ways. One person crumbles under stress, while the other stays calm, adapts, and somehow finds a way to push forward. The difference often comes down to one powerful but overlooked factor: the way we think. Here's a surprising fact. According to researchers at Johns Hopkins, people with a positive outlook are 1/3 less likely to experience a heart attack or other cardiovascular events than those with a negative mindset. That's not just about feeling good. It's about living longer, healthier lives. So if you've ever wondered whether optimism really matters, stick with me until the end of this video. Because today, you'll learn how positive thinking actually changes your brain and body, the science behind it, and most importantly, practical steps you can take starting today to rewire your mindset for better health, better relationships, and a better life. Why is this topic so important right now, especially for Americans? Well, let's be real. Life in the US today can be overwhelming. From rising work stress, constant news alerts, financial worries, and even the pressure to stay productive 24/7. It's easy to get trapped in negative thought patterns. Add in things like poor sleep, less exercise, and processed diets, and you've got a perfect storm for burnout. But here's the good news. Research shows that your mindset can act as a buffer. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring problems. It's about approaching them in a way that makes you more resilient, more creative, and healthier in the long run. And here is the kicker. Positivity is not just a personality trait you were born with. It's a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and strengthened. The science of positive thinking. Let's start with the basics. What does positive thinking really mean? It's not about forcing fake smiles or denying tough realities. Instead, it's about how you interpret and respond to those realities. Psychologists call this cognitive framing, the lens through which you view the world. Here's the science. When you practice positive thinking, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, neurotransmitters that boost mood and motivation. Over time, this literally strengthens neural pathways that make optimism your default response. And the health benefits? They're jaw-dropping. Lower blood pressure, reduced risk of depression, stronger immune system, even longer lifespan. Think about it. Your thoughts can either act like medicine or like poison. Which one would you rather choose? How positivity impacts physical health. Now let's get specific. How does something as invisible as a thought change your body? Well, stress and negativity trigger your body's fight or flight response. Cortisol levels spike, blood pressure rises, and your body prepares for danger, even when the danger is just traffic or an email from your boss. On the other hand, positive thinking activates the relaxation response. Heart rate slows, muscles relax, and your body moves into healing mode. Over time, this reduces inflammation, a root cause of many chronic diseases like diabetes, arthritis, and heart disease. For example, a study at the Mayo Clinic found that optimists tend to live about 12 years longer than pessimists. 12 years? That's a whole extra decade of birthdays, family dinners, and life experiences. So when someone says, "think positive," it's not just a cliché. It's literally a prescription for a healthier body. Positive thinking in everyday life. Okay, so how does this play out in daily life? Imagine two co-workers get passed over for a promotion. One thinks, "I'm a failure, I'll never get ahead." That thought spiral can lead to stress, poor sleep, overeating, and eventually burnout. The other thinks, "That's disappointing, but maybe I can use this as feedback, build new skills, and try again." That mindset fuels growth, confidence, and resilience. The same applies at home. Parents who model optimism raise kids who are more resilient to stress. Couples who approach disagreements with a positive frame like focusing on solutions instead of blame, report higher relationship satisfaction. And here's something practical: gratitude journaling. Writing down 3 good things that happen each day trains your brain to focus on positives, even in tough times. Studies show this simple habit can reduce depression symptoms by up to 35% in just 10 weeks. Myths about positive thinking. Now let's bust a few myths. 1. Positive thinking means ignoring problems. Not true. It's about acknowledging reality, but choosing to focus on solutions instead of problems. 2. Optimists are born, not made. Also false. Research in psychology shows optimism is about 25% genetic and 75% learned behavior. That means most of it is in your control. 3. Positive thinking is just toxic positivity. Big difference. Toxic positivity dismisses real emotions like grief or anger. Healthy positive thinking validates those feelings, but still chooses hope and action. So remember, positivity is not about denial. It's about direction. Practical strategies to cultivate positive thinking. All right, now let's get into the how. Here are 5 science-backed strategies you can start using today. 1. Reframe negative thoughts. Instead of, "I can't do this," try, "This is tough, but I can learn as I go." 2. Surround yourself with positivity. Jim Rohn once said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." So choose friends and communities that uplift you. 3. Practice gratitude. Like I mentioned earlier, keep a gratitude journal. Or even better, say thank you out loud to someone daily. 4. Visualization. Athletes use this all the time. Picture yourself succeeding at a task. Your brain lights up in the same way as if you were actually doing it. 5. Mindfulness and meditation. Just 10 minutes a day can quiet negative chatter in your mind and strengthen emotional control. Let me ask you, which of these habits do you already practice? Comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Real-life success stories. Let's ground this in reality with a couple of stories. Take Christopher Reeve, the actor famous for playing Superman. After a tragic accident left him paralyzed, doctors didn't expect him to survive long, but his relentless optimism and advocacy for spinal cord research extended his life and inspired millions worldwide. Or consider a group of heart patients studied at Duke University. Those with a positive outlook were significantly more likely to stick with exercise and diet changes, and their recovery outcomes were far better than their pessimistic counterparts. These stories remind us, optimism doesn't mean life will always be easy. It means you'll be better equipped to face whatever comes your way. So let's recap. Positive thinking changes your brain chemistry for the better, reduces stress and inflammation in your body, improves relationships and resilience, and even adds years to your life. But here is the most important takeaway. Positivity is not just a trait. It's a choice, and you can start choosing it today. So the next time you face a challenge, pause and ask yourself, what's the positive frame I can bring to this? That single shift can change your entire day, and maybe even your entire life. If you learned something new today, give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. Subscribe for more science-based health tips and motivational content. And share this video with someone who could use a little positivity in their life. Because at the end of the day, your thoughts shape your reality. So why not choose thoughts that make you stronger, healthier, and happier? Thanks for watching, and remember, stay positive, stay healthy, and stay inspired.